After so much preparation, the Battle of the Bluegrass pulling season finally gets underway. So our competitors in both Superstock two-wheel drive trucks and light limited Superstock tractors now get to put up or shut up in the motorsport measured in feet.
You worked all week, now it's time to go. So you truck it on down the road. You've got lots of thinking to do, so you drive in kind of slow. Will that new turbo work? Well, win the big check tonight. Now they're flagging you in, dropping the hook. Are you ready to go? Everybody's got something that makes life seem worthwhile. You got yourself a problem, it's your pulling desire. You're hooked on dirt, hey, hooked on dirt, baby, hooked on dirt.
Last episode, Kenny Powell's New Holland tractor got a new paint job, where it can once again impress the light limited Superstock pulling class with its awesomeness.
People come up to us, no matter where we're at, and they say, "Is that a decal?" I said, "No, that's all paint, hand painted." And they said, "Well, who still do that?" I said, "Well, we got some guys, you know, they do a lot of race cars and stuff like that, show cars, and we like our tractor to look as good as, you know, some of the show cars out there."
Kenny kind of challenged Kent and I to, you know, do something that would kind of stand out, blow people away. So he just left it to us to pick colors and design and stuff.
What a challenge. We had a limited amount of time to do it in because I knew they had a pull coming up quickly, so we just struggled for time.
We got it ready and Kent just started drawing crazy stuff that looked like a bunch of lines, and we just started putting bright colors on it, and next thing you know, it stands out.
I want to see more of these tractors out there. I don't want to see a tractor out there that's orange or green or whatever. You know, to me, this is what the kids, people, they come just like going to the drag strip. You go, you want to see different colors and different things. And the tractor's the same way.
But come the day of competition, Kenny finds his is not the only tractor that stands out. The Thomas brothers out of Indianapolis obviously had the same idea.
I think it's nice, but I mean, that paint job ain't gonna win nothing for you.
Don't look as good as the blue one.
No, it don't look, I don't think it looks good, near as good as the blue one.
You like that better than Pawpaw's?
Say, nah, hey, it doesn't.
Man, you should see these guys. These guys are drooling over this tractor. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And you know, Brad sent me a picture of Kenny's, you know, that tractor. This paint job is unbelievable compared to Kenny Powell's. Kenny Powell's tractor got a little bit of graphics on the side, and man, this is gonna be bad tonight, man. They're gonna be singing the blues. They call it the Bluegrass Day. This is the blues here tonight after the after the old money runs out, just annihilates them tonight. Go get them.
All right, we're on it.
On it.
I like purple better.
I mean, this looks all right, but look at that. That's a tractor. That looks good.
All right, but no, I don't think it's going to be. Well, they copied a lot of it off ours anyway from the other one. That paint job ain't going to do. I mean, it's nice, but it ain't going to win for them. So let's just go out there and kick. But you know, they're city boys anyways. They don't even know what a garden is. They get all their vegetables from Kroger's. They don't even know if they're growing in dirt or not. We know a little bit about them, but let's show them out there on the dirt. Who's got what? What do you think? Yeah, we can do it. But no, they ain't gonna beat us.
I'm glad Dad's finally listened to me. The paint's not gonna win the pool. It's what's under the hood.
Till the money runs out here, and it's gonna run out tonight because they're gonna come in last. So you can't have nice paint jobs and everything, you know, when you don't have no money. So they ain't gonna have no money after tonight.
Wouldn't it be funny if this little orange tractor puts it on those two guys with a new paint job, the guy from Indianapolis and the guy from LaGrange or Kenny Powell? That paint ain't gonna get them feet, all it's gonna get them is looks.
Papa has the prettiest tractor. I like it better than the guy's big city. It's a lot better than that one.
Hooked on Dirt is being brought to you by River City Truck Parts, the heavy-duty parts you need when you need them. And by Oldham County Tourism, 3 bourbon brands, horse farms, and 30 trains a day. And by Switzerland County Tourism, we live it, you'll love it, visit SwitzCountyTourism.com. And by Bubba Burger, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba.
In two-wheel drive pulling trucks, gas-powered V8s produce traditional Ford-Chevy rivalries, in this case between two families, the Bowtie Hardens and the Blue Oval Wilson, a situation Battle of the Bluegrass CEO Tom McConnell tries to defuse.
What's going on, Harden boys?
How you doing, Tom?
Good to see you, man.
Trying to get our game plan going on here, I guess.
Where'd you get that hat?
I got that from Tony Tatum in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Could you get me one of them hats?
Yes, sir, I'll get you one.
But don't tell Tony it's coming to me. He wouldn't want me to wear his hat on his head, you know. But I talked to you briefly, the phone was cutting out. You're wanting to lower the protest fees? Because it's $1,000 right now to protest it.
You got 3 trucks you run, you can't afford a $1,000 protest fee.
Well, yeah, but you know, we don't want to have protest every weekend. That's why we got it at a high figure, you know. What were you wanting to put it at?
I mean, split in half by 500. About 500.
And for a full protest where you can tear down the complete truck.
Or do a random protest every once in a while.
What do you mean a random?
Pick a number and whatever place that guy gets, pump his motor and see what he's got.
Yeah, pump his motor or check the fuel or...
So you're wanting me to do the protesting for you.
Save us money.
That's why I like the $1,000 to put it up, but you know, we don't want to really protest every week.
We got a few people in the class that's brought it to our attention too, you know, that the protest fees are a little bit high and they want to lower it down some. Which we've talked about it too.
Just shop talk.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I've had other people bring it up to me too. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get with Kevin and see what his thoughts are on it. Might even bring it up at a driver's meeting sometime, but I know there's going to be people not wanting to do that. So cutting the protest fee into $1,000 down to $500, hell, let's make it $250.
That suits me fine.
Okay.
I don't know how that'll go. I'll check on it.
I always try to bring enough with me. If I want to protest, I can anyhow, so.
Well, who you think we're going to causing the problems protesting?
You never know from one pull to another one.
I know what he's got. I might spend that money.
Well, is there any other trucks you think we might all take a look at? If we were doing a random protest, what truck would you like to randomly come up first?
It would probably be interesting.
Any of them. The winner.
What about Fords from Versailles? Would they be ones to look at?
Maybe. But just like here a while back, James bought a pulling truck from a guy that we ran against for last 15 years. And come to find out that truck, all these years, had a cheating transmission in it.
And that's why you bought it, for the cheating transmission?
No. Well, we didn't get transmission with the truck. They want $4,000 more for it.
I needed one for my own. Like, what can I say?
So they were going to charge you $4,000 more for their secret weapon?
Yeah.
Which truck was that?
The Who's Your Daddy truck out of Indiana.
Hell, he won our Super Pull endorsement with an illegal transmission. Hell, I guess they all cheat.
He says he got that from another guy in Lawrenceburg that had 2 other trucks. All 3 of them had the same transmission in them.
Feels like Eddie Carey.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know, those trucks ain't running with us. This protest thing, it ain't got anything to do.
Over here, that's the same 2 trucks.
Oh, that was
Donnie Peggs and Eddie Carey.
That's Eddie Carey's and Peggs.
So you see what we're talking about?
They're wanting to protest Wilson. Kevin and Nancy Wilson, they've been at the top the last few years. They're Fords, a husband and wife team. They're a little bit cocky. I know that's who they're talking about. Hey, Nancy, Kevin, what's going on? Good to see you, Miss Nancy.
You too, sir.
Hello, Kevin.
Tom.
Hey, I had a question here, because you know I'm all into trivia. That was Donnie Peggs' old truck, right? The old Wild Turkey. Was this Eddie Carey's old truck? All right, well, whose truck was it? Or is this a brand new ride altogether?
It's about all brand new. I got rid of most of Eddie. I don't think Eddie has a ring in it.
Got the chassis with Eddie.
The Stroker truck.
Okay. What, and I had a question somebody brought up. That Who's Your Daddy truck out of Indiana, was it caught running an illegal transmission years ago?
Well, they talked about it all the time, but I don't think he ever got caught.
Well, he won our Super Pull with it. So.
Yeah, he never got caught.
Well, that's truck pulling, ain't it?
Yep.
Well, they're saying some weird stuff. I don't know what's going on. I just want you to know about it. They're wanting me to lower the protest fee from $1,000 a complete tear down to $500. And of course, I like money being up there.
I like money.
I think it's a bunch of crybabies. They know my motor's legal. My machine shop there tell them put up 5,000. He said they want to really know what's in them, so they're 5,000. You come up in, tear them down, throw them, piece per piece.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I guess I could put another seat in there and one of them can ride with me.
See if you do anything. That might have to happen. I don't know. And I just honestly didn't quite know the history on these trucks here, so there's a lot of people looking at y'all is what I'm saying right now. So I hope
that's what happens.
I hope everything is.
Come on, you know that.
I know. We ain't ever caught you doing anything, and
you won't.
Honestly, haven't caught them boys doing anything, but you just never know. Well,
just keep watching.
I may have to bring something up at the drivers' meeting. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but there's been a call to lower the protest fee. I mean, y'all in favor of that at all?
Nope.
No, I want their money.
All right.
I've always got $1,500 in my pocket any time of day.
Lord. So
you can raise it.
Hey, well, I was usually got 2,000 or 3,000 in the pocket, so you can raise it if you want to.
If they protest your vehicle, the guy protested keeps the money. So Kevin's wanting to raise it to $2,000 because he'll get $2,000. Why don't you do this? Make my life easier. Bring it up in the drivers' meeting that you want to pass a rule to where the protest fees go from $1,000 to $2,000. That'll get them off my ass. How about that? Thank y'all. Thank you.
First year she come out, she run at the back of the pack, second and third. I said, this ain't gonna happen next year. We're gonna spend the money, build her a new motor. I want her out there playing with the boys and get out front.
You keep winning and they want to protest you. So, you know, we always park by ourselves. They don't even want us to park with us anymore. We're all alone. We have to park with tractors now. That's okay.
At the Battle of the Bluegrass in Richmond, Kentucky, first up are the light limited super stock tractors. After the mandatory weigh-in, next up is Ron Mitchell on his rare Alice Chalmers 180 tractor. Owner of a trucking company out of Shelbyville, Indiana, Mitchell traveled all over the country looking for this specific model. The goal here is to put a sled with shifting weight down a track that is 300 feet long. Whoever goes the farthest wins.
When we started a while ago, it sounded maybe like it might be a little tight, so we may have a little problem with the engine. But overall, maybe just a tad heavy on the front. I guess always worry about the engine. And as soon as we get the oil filter apart and look at it, we'll know more about it. But hopefully we didn't hurt it.
Next up are brothers Scott and Mike Thomas out of Indianapolis. Scott handling the driving chores until the money runs out, their freshly painted Massey Ferguson. In the pulling scene, these boys aren't afraid to mix things up with the country boys, particularly the Powells. If your first pull doesn't exceed 50 feet, you're allowed to try again.
The first hook out there had it in the gear that we normally pull with, and she just wouldn't go. So I thought, man, must be a tight track. I had to make sure with my brother which gear we wanted to go to. So I switched gears in the tranny, dropped it down 2 gears, and it took off, but it still wasn't right. Well, come to find out, they had a problem with the sled, and the pan was stuck down, and I was trying to pull a 20-ton load or something.
With the problem appearing to be the sled, Scott Thomas will get another pull at the end of the session. Next up is Kenny Powell in his own freshly painted Ford New Holland. With his son Brad, they own an excavation company in LaGrange, Kentucky, and are usually found at the front of the pack.
Yeah, our pull seemed like it's okay there. We just couldn't get no good traction there coming off the line. And it seemed like you had to come out there about 100 foot for a tractor ever hook to get anything. And once it did that, we was okay. We might have been able to throw another weight or two on the back, but Brad had everything balanced out pretty good. We could have went probably 75 pounds more.
Despite the modesty, this distance puts Kenny in the lead.
But you know what? I didn't get it on video. I'm so
Why did I bring her? That's her only job.
Because we had to go shopping for candles. That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
But now, son Brad Powell gets his turn to get hooked to the sled. Running an older but just as competitive International called Cut Loose, Kenny can't count on Brad holding back for his sake. Both tractors have been converted to run on alcohol rather than diesel fuel.
Dad made a pretty good hook. I didn't make a very good run at all. Tractor was bouncing. I just missed my setup. I was surprised I got as far as I did, but the tractor ran better. We've been working on it. Worked on Dad's a lot this winter, and now we're trying to catch the red tractor up.
And finally, Scott Thomas gets his chance to rehook. However, a problem had been discovered in the pits.
Well, we weren't even going to run. We had thought tranny was, busted. There's a wheel locked up first pass. But you know what? Most figure out if it's broken or not. So we went ahead and hooked the sled and felt good, come out good, sounded good. Front end, had good lift on the tractor, good bite. That left rear locked up again on us and had to back out of the throttle, and that's how she went.
In the meantime, Kenny Powell's distance was bested by Lindsey Moore going 321 feet, leaving him in second.
There's so many good tractors here, and if they watch you and they know you're a decent tractor, they see what you do with your weight, then that gives them time to go back and adjust their tractor to, beat you. And that's what happened tonight. Lindsey went back, he threw a little weight, and he got us. But we got next week and we'll try it again. That's all we can do.
Hooked on Dirt is being brought to you by River City Truck Parts, the heavy-duty parts you need when you need them. And by Oldham County Tourism, 3 bourbon brands, horse farms, and 30 trains a day. And by Switzerland County Tourism, we live it, you'll love it, visit SwitzCountyTourism.com. And by Bubba Burger, you'll never bite a burger better than a Bubba.
Continuing the Battle of the Bluegrass event in Richmond, Kentucky, the next featured class is Super Stock 2-wheel drive. With the same rules as the tractors, these trucks will try to pull at least 300 feet. First up is Kevin Wilson with his doggone Ford. With the protest issue unresolved, his Chevy rivals will keep a sharp eye on him, particularly the Hardin. Being the first puller in the class allows you the option to drop the pull. Despite going over 300 feet, Kevin Wilson decides to do just that. Right on his heels is the first of the Hardins, James, together with Patriarch Jim and Brother Joe. They constantly vie with the Wilsons as a top team in the class. Next in line is Nancy Wilson, wife of Kevin, with various automotive concerns based in Versailles, Kentucky. Their all-or-nothing attitude keeps them at the top of the pulling game.
I didn't think I was going to get taken off on that run, let me tell you. It was dusty, and I didn't think it would hook, but about halfway it got hooked, and then it was rough at the end, but did better than I thought.
Ironically, with husband Kevin having dropped his first pull, this puts Nancy in the lead. Like a game of hopscotch, it's James Hardin once again, this time driving the bright green Cheatin' Sensation, the second of 3 trucks the Hardins brought in hopes of besting the Wilsons.
Well, folks, when he nails that throttle,
Now it's time for son Joe Hardin behind the wheel of the Moonshine Mini.
Me and my dad sat down there and we made us up a game plan tonight, and we knew coming out of the hole would be the hardest part of it. So, I drove it out of the hole good, and I hit a soft spot about the time I went to get into it. When I did, it responded so quickly that I hit the 8600 tip. And I couldn't really back out of it because it was about going to hook on up. So I had to just stay into it, and I drove it, drove it the way we planned on it, and just got beat, you know what I mean? There wasn't much else we could do about it.
Here it goes, man.
With Kevin Wilson dropping his first pull, he gets one more try to pass the leader, his wife.
Oh my God, Tom. You are not going to believe this, folks. Okay,
And
so
with
Nancy
that, Kevin
Wilson's
Wilson
on the
loses to his wife by 1 foot.
Kevin Wilson, 297.56. Nancy Wilson, your winner tonight.
Well, I thought I could do better, but I moved too much weight and didn't keep enough on the back of it. Hey, I'm glad to see her win. We all get along, we all go to the same house, we all sleep in the same bed. It's vice versa, both trucks are mine and hers. It ain't hers and mine, they ours. So if you take two trucks, run first and second, the last two wins, 2 pulls, tied for points, what else can we ask?
He probably kicked himself when he turned it down. But that's a bad feeling. I did that before, and that's an awful sick feeling. He'll probably be sick for about 2 weeks or 3. Yeah, it takes a while to get over those.
Next week, it's more pulling from Richmond, Kentucky, as Hooked on Dirt delves into pure diesel with Pro Street semis and 4-wheel drive trucks.